The scene opens with Sean, who has just won the lottery, but instead of celebrating, he's running as if a horde of zombies were chasing him. And he's not too far off. He doesn't hesitate to knock them down one by one, Bruce Lee style, before escaping by jumping over a fence like he's in the Olympic Games. After this little warm-up, Sean decides to pay a surprise visit to a grandma, entering through the window, like a typical action hero. He promptly destroys the old lady's cell phone, probably to stop her from posting about her new visitor on social media. Outside, a drone records everything like it's a reality show. The grandma, who clearly isn't a fan of unexpected visits, grabs a screw gun from the grand lottery and takes Sean down on the spot. Immediately after, the lady breaks her own ticket to call the lottery team, who wastes no time breaking into the house to confirm the death. As a reward, the grandma receives a check for $22 million and even appears on TV with a smile from ear to ear. Who needs grandkids, right? A month later, Katie arrives in Los Angeles to try to revive her acting career. On the bus, she stares intently at an Oscar keychain, a silent reminder of her lost dreams. Trying to cheer up a little girl nearby, she makes faces but soon gets annoyed with the girl's father, who belittles her over the phone. So, Katie pretends to be a cop, threatening to call social services if he doesn't change his attitude. The man, who wasn't keen on seeing his daughter in the news as that girl from the shelter, quickly improves his behavior. However, the gratitude of an old lady who thanks Katie for her service turns out to be a trick, as the old woman steals her watch. It seems like even in the City of Angels, being nice doesn't pay off. On a billboard, Katie sees an ad for Noelle's protection agency and wishes she had bodyguards like those, especially with the growing tension in the city. Meanwhile, the media can't stop talking about the upcoming lottery draw, which is breaking records with a prize of $3.6 billion. Noelle, on the other hand, is at home prepping his arsenal while singing the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles theme song. Katie, who finally arrives at the room she rented online, realizes she's been scammed by her new roommate, Shadi. The place is a nightmare, and Shadi is even worse. Pictures of her in Katie's room, tasteless jokes, and ignoring calls from her mother, who, unlike her daughter, is quite helpful. And as if that wasn't enough, Shadi's annoying boyfriend, DJ, even gives Katie a playful slap when handing her the house keys. The next day, Noelle's commercial appears on TV, offering his bodyguard services to whoever wins the lottery. Katie wakes up horrified to find out that the bathroom upstairs leaked and ruined her clothes. With no choice, she ends up spending her savings on a hideous outfit and takes a cab to avoid being late for the audition. The driver, of course, doesn't miss the chance to be nosy, gossiping about celebrities, including Machine Gun Kelly's bunker. Upon arriving at the location, Katie is charged $400 to participate. During the audition, she discovers that by accident, she registered for the lottery with Shadi's ticket. When the announcement comes that she won, Katie is immediately attacked by the other contestants, who turn into potential assassins, and Katie has to use all her stage fighting skills to escape. When Katie finally finds a moment of peace, she's surprised by Noelle, who drops down from the ceiling like a modern-day Rambo, offering 5 free rescues before he starts charging 10% of the prize. Between hilarious fights and absurd escape strategies, Noelle even uses Katie as a weapon, tying her to his back and attacking enemies with a belt, while the whole city seems to be after her. Noelle explains that the lottery drone publishes the winner's location every 14 minutes, which doesn't make Katie's life any easier. They get into a car chase that ends in a clever escape, even involving Katie's prank of throwing sand in Noelle's face to try and get away. It's interesting how this movie managed to mix action and comedy at a frantic pace, a bit like the classic Midnight Run. A fun fact is that the fight scenes were choreographed by a team that worked on Marvel superhero movies, which explains the quality of the sequences. If I were in Katie's place, honestly, I would have given up on the lottery upon realizing the whole city was ready to hunt me down. However, it would be tempting to stay and fight, considering the amount of money involved. Katie, on the run, barely has time to breathe before the tour bus guide, super excited, announces her location over the microphone. "Look, folks, there she is, the star of the show." And before the attackers can catch her, Noelle heroically appears in a police car, grabbing Katie as if he's in a speed race. But Katie, who's no fool, still doesn't trust Noelle. After all, helping her quit this game means no money for him, and who's to say he won't get rid of her in the first dark alley they find? As the tour bus rear-ends the car, Noelle sighs, wishing they were in a bunker, and Katie, always with perfect timing, remembers the cab driver who helped them earlier. The duo heads to the eccentric Machine Gun Kelly's house, who obviously thinks Katie wants something dirty when she asks for help. But when the bus shows up, Katie quickly grabs Noelle's dart gun and forces him to open his panic room. Inside, After putting Kelly to sleep with a dart, Katie remains suspicious of Noel, but he, like a true gentleman, tries to convince her he's a good guy by sharing cute facts about his life. And wouldn't you know it, she starts to believe him. Then, when Katie's keychain falls out of her pocket, Noel, curious, says it's cool, which makes Katie open up. She reveals that she chose to be an actress because of her mom, who loved movies and celebrities. However, Katie only started making good money as a child actress, until her dad ran off with all the money. Noel, always understanding, comforts Katie, and she finally hands the gun back to him. But why the heck is Noel helping her quit the game? He explains, saving lives is his #1 priority, the second is making enough money to keep saving lives. But things start heating up outside, and the pursuers' phones start ringing with an alert, only to explode afterward, burning various body parts. Honestly, I would have never gone back to the theater when Katie got the threatening call from Lewis. But she, with a heart of gold and maybe a little lack of judgment, returns to save Noel. And when the final fight happens, Katie, with her sharp wit, uses a keychain to activate one of Lewis's grenades, and although she almost falls to her death, she's saved by her new fans who see her as a hero. If I were in her shoes, I would have done everything to disable the grenades before climbing onto that scaffold. The director of this film originally wanted to shoot the big final action scene in a real Las Vegas casino but ended up having to recreate it in a studio due to security issues. And it makes me wonder, would the final fight between Katie and Lewis have been even more exciting if it had happened in a more glamorous setting, like a casino full of lights and flashing slot machines? In the end, Katie decided she no longer wanted to be an actress, which I thought was a wise move, and joined Noel in several noble causes. But let me ask you, if you had won the lottery in the movie, would you prefer to run or fight for the prize? Let me know in the comments. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video.
And I gotta tell you, it was perfect. Perfect.